Hello, happy Wednesday. I hope wherever you are that you and your loved ones are safe and well, that you're having a good week and a good day. I had genuinely intended for this to be just a Thanksgiving message and gratitude and thank you, but it's been a busy week already, so I figured, you know what, just fill them in. Last Friday, I went and got my hair cut and the color touched up, and you know, I had a nice visit with the woman that does my hair. She's been doing my hair for a really long time, and so that was fun. And what I did not realize was that my cell phone, which I have had for more than 6 years, was acting up where I could not receive or make calls or texts. I generally don't call people. I use my texting, or I call doctor's offices. That's pretty much the extent of my phone calls. And so people weren't able to reach me. And then I didn't know that until I got back to our apartment, and all of a sudden I had this influx of messages. And then I just wasn't connecting to Wi-Fi or I don't know all the technical stuff. But anyway, my phone stopped working, and I had the battery replaced at some point last spring or early summer. But my battery was acting up again. So I was going to have to do a lot of repair and everything else. And then we realized at this point, more than 6 years later, it's better just to get a new phone. So my phone is replaced, which is a good thing. I feel safer that way. So that was one big thing. But on Saturday, or no, Sunday this was. So I got my new phone on Saturday, and I was finally back online. Everybody was able to reach me. I could call people, and no one was, you know, I wasn't disconnected from everybody. And so on Sunday, my husband, our gal, and I, all together, we were walking through the local park, and I had a pretty substantial fall on Sunday. And I can say this now because my mom already knows, and I didn't want her to hear about it through the blog or through this. But I don't know what happened. I don't know what happened. My husband thinks I stepped on a buckeye, like those little seed things, the round little ball type seed things. I don't know if I rolled my ankle, but all of a sudden I was falling forward. I may have done like a double axel in the air because I was airborne. And then I landed. I slammed on both knees, harder on my left, on my hand, which you can't totally see it, but this was hugely swollen. I'm lucky I didn't break my hand. And it's still discolored, very painful. And my elbow. At some point, I landed on my left side, then rolled to my back. And I know he was trying to make me laugh, but like later on, my husband said that it was like that scene in Lord of the Rings, the Fellowship of the Ring, where they're in the prancing pony and Frodo hears his name being said and he's trying to stop his friend from saying it, and he trips and falls, and then he goes down and it's all in slow motion, and he's reaching for the ring, the one ring. And so my husband said it was kind of slow motion, and it felt slow motion. It's not funny, but I found it funny. It's the second worst fall I've had in my adult life. I've fallen a lot in my life, as you know. I've talked about it a lot. My header down the staircase in our apartment into a wooden door where I gave myself a concussion, and I was knocked out a bit, and like my head and neck and everything else. That was the worst one. This was the second worst. The third was when I fell down the stairs and landed on one knee with my arms outstretched. Basically, like all I needed was a top hat and a cane. And my daughter was standing there like, what the heck just happened? But this was bad. And so, and to make it even funnier, and I know it's not funny, but I cope by finding the funniness of it. I had a coffee in my hand. And the coffee, my husband said it went over my head in an arc. It's not funny, but I have to laugh. And so then, like, I was half crying, half hysterical laughing. They were shaken up because it was terrible. And the impact on my knees, like I think I knocked my kneecaps back into place, so maybe that's a good thing. But my left knee, I'm lucky I didn't rip my pants because my knee is cut. And on the outside of my leg, I don't know if I'll include the pictures because they're pretty gross, but I have a bruise that looks like a snake coming from my knee outward to the, like wrapping around my leg. And I don't wear shorts for a reason, for many reasons, but I have like varicose veins on the front of one of my legs, and there's a big bruise over the veins. So it's disgusting and it hurts and it's very painful. And my hand has been the worst of it, just in terms of like my leg really hurts, my back, my hip hurts. And amazingly, we don't think I hit my head. And if I did, I bounced because I have a hood on my coat, and it was super cold here on Sunday. So I had a thicker hat on, and I think that buffered, my hood flew up and it buffered my head and the hat. I don't know. And so we were walking home, and then my ankle rolled, and I think the nerves were just shot. So then I was holding on to my daughter to get home, but I'm fine. I think it was just a clumsy tripping over my own feet. I don't know, but it was a bad fall, and I have not fallen in the street like that, which was awful. And then this man walked up with his dog and was like, "Oh, are you okay? What happened?" And it's like, obviously, I am covered in coffee. And I was on the ground. I had leaves in my hair. It was terrible. It was terrible. It's not funny. But and then my husband said we made eye contact as I was falling. I can't handle that kind of stuff. It just made me laugh so hard, and it's like twisted that I can laugh at that, but I have to laugh at that because it's like, what else would I do? This is my life. I mean, this is what I do. I fall. I'm a klutz. I don't know. Anyway, so that was Sunday, and then I got home and I had to ice because my hand really started to get swollen over here. I mean, you could kind of see the bruising there. It was much darker, much puffier. And I did ice it. I like wrapped it and then put ice. And then I did the same thing for my knee because my knee was, not pretty. But yeah, so that was fun. And it's not funny, but it's, for me, I find the humor in it because it's like, for the people that are with me, it's terrible because, and they've been through a lot with me, and my falling and everything else. So I don't think it's funny for them. And I think they were traumatized by it, but it was just, and they were afraid to move me. And I was like, oh no, I'm getting off the ground. As soon as I realized I could bend my leg, I was like, I'm up. I'm not staying on the ground because that's just not happening. Which I think scared them more, but I was like, I'm really fine. I'm fine. I think it actually knocked my kneecaps back into place. But yeah, so I'm dealing with, I also could have been modifying my walk because of my right foot. My right foot is very painful. And like, even with the little like silicone thing over that bone, my foot like tends to be on fire, and the shoes and socks hurt. So I think I don't know. I wish I could see, like there's a part of me that wishes I could see the CCTV from the street of it, but then I don't want to see it because I'd be like, oh my gosh, that poor woman. What a terrible fall. And just for the record, I never laugh at anyone else's falling. I only laugh at my own falls because I find them like ridiculous. But I never, when other people fall, I'm like running over to try to help or whatever, because I hate seeing people fall. I hate seeing kids fall. But for myself, I cope by finding the humor in it because, I mean, what else can I could sit here and cry about it, but it's like, and deal with the pain of it. But at the end of the day, it's like, oh my gosh, I am using that phrase nonstop at the end of the day. I don't know why. But I mean, at the end of the day, it is what it is. And like, it happened, you know what I mean? So now I have to deal with the after effects of it. And I'm going to see my doctor on December 1st when I have the procedure done, which now I was thinking, oh, maybe my back is doing okay. Not so much anymore. So yeah, my back is acting up and my left hip is giving me grief now. So yeah, I don't know how at least I didn't land on my face, and at least I didn't slam my head on the concrete, because that would have been way, way different. So yeah, so it's been an eventful few days. But tonight I'm making dinner and bringing some to my mom and my sister. And then tomorrow we're making stuffing. So I am, going to do Thanksgiving prep. And my real message for everybody is I don't know all of you personally. If you come for this, or you come for the blog, or you do both, I just want to say thank you, because you giving up time is very precious, and there's not enough hours in the day for all of us. But I just want to say thank you, because the fact that you come here every week, or you go to the blog every week and spend some time with me and listen to me and my ridiculousness and my rants and everything else, and you still come back and you share that with me, I am so grateful to you. Kind of blows my mind that people show up every week. But that aren't my family, I mean, because they're bound by blood to show up. But no, I'm extremely grateful to all of you. And I can't believe, like, this is very helpful for me, and I hope there's value in it for all of you. But I just want to say thank you, because it doesn't have to be because of a day of the year or whatever. I'm grateful every day of the year for all of you. I think you are extraordinary. And for those of you who are dealing with your own pain, everybody's dealing with their own pain, and you still show up for me, thank you so much. And I am so grateful this year for, as I am every year, for so many things. This year, though, I am literally grateful for my literal physical life, not just for the beautiful life that I am fortunate to have because of the people in it and everything else, but for my literal life. And I can't believe I have to say that, but like, this year has been, I can't believe it's almost a year. And I am struggling with it a little bit, because it feels like it happened to somebody else and not to me. But then I know it did happen to me, and it's like, oh my gosh. But I'm so grateful for you guys. I'm grateful for my physical health and well-being, and the fact that I can cope and deal with the things that are dealt to me, because like, even with that fall and getting right back up and just saying I just wanted to keep going, I feel like I have to do that in my life, because it would be easy for me to just sit in this chair and not do anything and just stay put. The harder thing is to motivate to get up and get out and get up and do and be in the world despite everything. And I pride myself on doing that, because I don't want to be stuck in a box like that. I can't do that. That's not living for me. And so I fight on the hard days and on the sore days to keep doing what I have to do, because then I feel like I've accomplished something, because I don't do much otherwise. You know what I mean? And right now anyway, and I just feel like I need to, that's my way of doing and being in the world. And so I'm going to do and be as much as I can. And I applaud everybody fighting. We're all fighting battles that other people can't see. Every single one of us. There isn't one person that's immune to that. Everybody, I don't care how old you are, how young you are, whatever it is, how healthy you seem and all that nonsense. Every one of us is dealing with stuff that other people have no idea about. And so whatever battles you're fighting every day, I just want to say I support you, and I see you, and I hope that you have a good day and that you find strength to keep fighting. And for the fights that we can see in each other, still the same message. We have to be there for each other. We have to show up for people and support each other and believe people and listen to them and take the time and hear what they're saying and hear their story and being supportive of each other. It's so important to be validated and seen. And so you guys showing up every week validates me and tells me that you're seeing me, and I appreciate it. And I'm so grateful to all of you. I have rambled a long time telling you my full story and everything else. But anyway, thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you for sticking with me. If you're new here, thank you for sticking with me, because I know I don't know what I come off like. I don't know how I appear to people, but I am extremely grateful to all of you. And like, I was joking with my daughter that it's not as bad as it looks. And I said, oh, I'm going to name my memoir that. It's not as bad as it looks. And like, you know, I do have to say that to myself a lot, like, oh, it's not as bad, you know, and just keep going, because if I focus too hard on it, then I would not be doing anything. And I can't have that. I can't do that. So anyway, I hope wherever you are that you have a low pain, no pain, low aggravation, no aggravation kind of a day, kind of a week, kind of a weekend to come, because that is what we hope for. That is what we deserve. And that is what I wish for each and every one of you. I hope that you have a beautiful afternoon, a wonderful week. I will see you Friday via the blog. Next week for everything back to normal. And have a good afternoon. Bye. Be well. Take care.